thing can really move. Oh, hello. Welcome to English for All. In today's episode, you will learn to talk about the past. Verbs can be used to describe an action that happened in the past. A minute ago, an hour ago, a week ago, a year ago. There are two types of past tense verbs. First, there are the regular past tense verbs, where we usually add ed to the end of the verb. For example, clean. Today, I cleaned tables. Yesterday, I cleaned tables. You add ed to clean. Then there are the irregular past tense verbs. For example, sell. Today, I sell roses. Yesterday, I sold roses. Sell is an irregular verb. Whoa! Whoa! Whew. You will also learn about support systems for injured workers. Have you ever been injured at work? What can you do when you get injured at your job? Well, speaking of injured, let's see what happens to Alejandro.
I don't need an ambulance. I'm okay. Oh, God, my leg.
Sir, just lie still. What happened?
I walked into the back room. I noticed that the shelf was loose, so I screwed it in. But the shelf broke, and it fell on me.
That's not true. He broke that shelf. He's a liar.
I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't have enough money.
Don't worry about the money right now. The restaurant must have insurance.
No. I'm not paying for his hospital bill. He's a liar. He quit this afternoon and got another job.
Now is not the time to argue, sir.
I'm just letting you know. If you lie, I'll take you to court. I'm not paying one cent for your medical care.
I can't believe I broke my leg.
You're lucky it's only a broken leg.
And it's not a bad break, Alejandro. It will heal soon.
But my new job starts in 2 weeks, and my boss blames me for the accident. How am I going to pay for this?
Your boss has workers' compensation, which will pay for your injuries.
Workers' compensation? What is that?
Workers' compensation is insurance. Your employer will pay for your medical care in 4 different situations. The first situation is when you are hurt on the job. This is what you should get, Alejandro. It pays for ambulance, hospital, medication, time away from work, and other related costs. The second type of care you can get is rehabilitation, care that helps you get well. A third type of care is for permanent injuries. An employer has to pay for new job training a worker needs. The fourth situation relates to death on the job.
Death?
Unfortunately, sometimes people die on the job. And when a worker dies, a worker's family gets help.
Wow. Workers' compensation is great. But I know my boss won't pay for anything.
He has to. It's the law. You have rights, Alejandro. If your boss gives you any trouble, you can call the State Division of Workers' Compensation. They have information and assistance officers there to help.
And how can I get in touch with them?
You can find the number in the government section of the telephone book or on the internet.
Thank you. We'll call them first thing in the morning.
One more thing. It's possible you might have to go to court.
Go to court? With a judge?
Sometimes you have to fight for your rights.
Fight?
In court, all you have to do is tell the truth.
Yes. Tell the truth.
Never! I will never pay for Alejandro's bill.
Well, Mr. Miller, perhaps you and Mr. Cordero will have to go to court to solve this.
It was all his fault. And he was drunk.
Mr. Cordero, we have tried everything. And your boss insists that you lied about what happened.
Really? There's no other way?
Mr. Cordero, if what you said happened is the truth, you have nothing to worry about. All you have to do is tell the truth.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Certainly. I'm no liar.
So, Mr. Miller, please tell us what happened on the day of the accident.
Yes, Your Honor. On the day of the accident, I left my home at 4 p.m. I got in my car and drove down to the restaurant. I drove past Rick's bar. That's when I saw Alejandro walking in. So I got curious, because none of my employees drink before work. So I parked the car, got out, walked over to the bar, and opened the door. Then I looked around for Alejandro. He was at the bar.
Whiskey.
He ordered a whiskey, and he drank it. Then
Tequila.
he drank a tequila. Then
Vodka.
he drank a vodka. Oh, I was very angry.
Yeah, I like it.
I left, and I went to the restaurant. Later that day, Alejandro came to work. He was very, very drunk. He walked up to me and said, "I quit." He threw it at me and went over to the kitchen area. He made a mess of everything. He wouldn't listen to me.
I'm hungry.
Alejandro, you're drunk. You need to sit down and rest. He pushed me down. He tried to hit me. He missed.
Hungry.
The shelf broke and everything came tumbling down on him. Your Honor, he was drunk, and his medical expenses aren't my responsibility.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. You may sit down.
What a liar. He makes me so angry. You didn't go to the bar.
Sophia, I went to the bar,
You did?
but I won't tell them.
Alejandro, you have to tell them the truth.
But we need the money.
Mr. Alejandro Cordero, could you please come to the stand?
You have to be honest, Alejandro.
It'll be okay.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Is it true, Mr. Cordero, that you went to a bar on the day of the accident?
And freeze. So, Alejandro did go to the bar before he went to work. Should he tell the truth? He is worried about the money from workers' compensation. What would you do? We'll get back to Alejandro in just a minute. But now, today's lesson, the past tense. Let's start with regular past tense. Notice how we add ed to the verb.
Just lie still, sir. What happened?
I walked into the back room. I noticed that the shelf was loose. So I screwed it in.
It's easy to turn a regular verb into the past tense, isn't it? Now let's take a look at some irregular past tense verbs.
On the day of the accident, I left my home at 4 p.m. I got in my car and drove down to the restaurant.
The past tense for irregular verbs is more difficult. You will have to memorize them, but with practice, they will be easy to remember. Now, back to our story. Alejandro went to the bar. What will he do now? A. Alejandro lies. B. Alejandro tells the truth. A. Alejandro lies. Let's see what happens. And action!
Is it true, Mr. Cordero, that you went to a bar on the day of the accident? Sir, please answer the question. Did you go to the bar on the day of the accident?
No, I did not go into that bar that day.
Then could you tell us what happened?
Yes. That day, I left my apartment about 3 p.m. I got off the bus near work. Then I walked down the street and passed Rick's bar. But I did not go in. I went straight to work. Later, I noticed that the shelf needed to be fixed. I started to fix it. But it broke and fell on me.
So you didn't go into the bar? Cosmo Miller, your boss, says you went into the bar, but you say you didn't.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, only one of you can be telling the truth. Mr. Cordero, you may return to your seat. Mr. Rick Fleming, come to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help
So
you
that's
God?
when I saw Alejandro come into the bar. He came into my bar and ordered a lemonade.
He ordered lemonade? He didn't order any alcohol?
No, Your Honor. He only drank lemonade.
Thank you. You may sit down. Mr. Cordero and Mr. Miller, could you both please approach the podium? Mr. Cordero, it seems that you were not drunk during the accident. The accident was the fault of Cosmo Miller and his restaurant. Mr. Cordero, I award you full benefits from workers' compensation to be provided by Cosmo's restaurant. But, Mr. Cordero, you did not tell the truth. You lied under oath. This is called perjury, and it's a serious crime. For committing perjury, I sentence you to 6 months in jail plus a fine of $5,000. Court is in recess.
Oh boy, the judge is serious about telling the truth, isn't she? Alejandro didn't tell the truth, and he'll be in jail. And he won't be able to start his new job. Oh. Wait! We have one more choice. Choice B, Alejandro tells the truth. I like that one. Let's see what happens. And action!
Sir, please answer the question. Did you go to the bar on the day of the accident?
Yes, Your Honor. I went to the bar before I went back to work. On that day, I got off the bus and walked toward work. Then I saw Rick's bar. I was happy about my wife having a baby and my promotion, so I went in.
Quiet, please. So you did go into the bar?
Yes, I did. I went in the bar, sat down, told Rick about all my good news, and ordered a lemonade.
You only ordered a lemonade? Did you drink any alcohol?
No, Your Honor. I only drank lemonade and went to work.
But your boss says he saw you drink. Only one of you can be telling the truth. Mr. Cordero, you may return to your seat. Mr. Rick Fleming, please come to the stand.
So then I saw Alejandro come into the bar.
So you saw Mr. Cordero walk into your bar?
Yes, Your Honor. He sat down and ordered a lemonade.
I see. Is that all that he ordered?
Yes, Your Honor. He only drank lemonade.
Thank you. You may sit down. Mr. Cordero and Mr. Miller, could you both please approach the podium? My decision lies with the defendant. Mr. Alejandro Cordero, I award you full benefits from workers' compensation to be provided by Cosmo Miller. This court is in recess.
How do you feel?
My leg feels so much better.
I am so happy for you, Alejandro. You finally get to be an assistant manager.
My first day as an assistant manager. But I'm very nervous.
I understand, but you'll do a great job.
What if I don't? What if I fail?
Oh, you'll do just fine, Alejandro. I'm very proud of you. Now go. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Alejandro's ready to begin his new job as an assistant manager. Will he do a good job? You'll have to watch the next show and find out. But first, let's review what we've learned. We've learned that workers have many rights if they get hurt at work, but they have to tell the truth. We've also learned how to talk about the past. We use regular verbs. We've also seen some irregular verbs. So remember to practice what you saw and heard in this episode, and your English will improve. Come back and join me to see what happens to Alejandro on the next English for All.